genetically self pollination. Okay, genetically what it is having? Self pollination. And functionally what is that? Cross pollination. Okay. Now next type that we have to discuss, first what we seen autogamy, next is heterogamy. Next one is genogamy, that is a pure cross pollination. Genogamy. Here you can understand that it is plant A. It is also plant A means species is same but two different plant. Here male part is there, here female part is there, and transfer of pollen grain. Okay, so this type of pollination is known as genogamy or complete cross pollination. It is also known as cross pollination. Okay, so here how we can define this: transfer of pollen grain between two flowers of two different plant of same species. Okay, so transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of two different flowers of two different plant of what I told, same species. So this is what? Cross pollination or genogamy. It is what? Genetically and functionally both is what? Cross pollination. It is functionally and genetically acts as cross pollination. Okay, and that's why it is genogamy, also known as what? Cross pollination. Okay, now what I told, for pollination agents require, so two type of agents are there. One is abiotic agents and one is biotic agents. So next we have to see agents of pollination. Agents of pollination. Okay, here one is abiotic and one is biotic. One by one we have to see that. Now first what we have to see, agents abiotic. Okay, abiotic means air, water, like that. Okay, so first is abiotic agents. Now here some type is there in abiotic. Here type is there. First type is anemophily. First is anemophily. Anemo means what? Air. It is air. Phily. Okay. So if pollination occur by what? Wind. or air. So that is known as anemophily, and it is most common among abiotic pollination. So pollination occurs by air or wind. Okay, it is most common in abiotic pollinators, abiotic pollinating agents. Okay, so this is anemophily. Now sometimes questions are asking what are the characteristics or the features of wind pollinated flowers or anemophilous flower. Okay, so next we have to see characteristics of air or wind pollinated flowers. Okay, so what are the characteristics of air or wind pollinated flowers? So number one, since air is helpful to take the pollen grain from one place to another place, so pollen grain should be what? It should be light, lightweight, very light. Then it is the capacity to move from one place to another place. So what is that? Pollen grains are light and non-sticky. It should not be stick to each other. Okay, so it should be non-sticky. So pollen grains are light and non-sticky. Okay, it is light and non-sticky. Why? So that it can easily move from air current. Okay, so that it can easily move by what? Air current. Okay, that's why it should be light and non-sticky. Okay, next is what? Since no direction is there, okay, so they has to produce in large quantities. Okay, so pollen grain should produce in large quantities. Pollen grains are produced in large quantities. Okay, it should be what? Large quantity. It should be what? Light and non-sticky. Okay, now it should be small, smooth and dry. Okay, so next feature, pollen grains are small, smooth and dry. Okay, so pollen grains are small, smooth and dry. Okay, now some plant like pinus, they contain wings. Okay, pollen grains contain what? Wings. For example, pinus. So pollen grains have wings. For example, pinus. This you have to remember, that which pollen grains contains wings. Okay, so that is pinus. What are the another features that they are containing? Flowers are nectarless, because what is that? Abiotic agent, air. So flowers are nectarless and colorless. flowers are nectarless and colorless. These 2 points you have to remember. In which type of pollinating agents flowers are nectarless and colorless? So what is that? Anemophilous flower. Which flower? Anemophilous flower. Okay. Now here what happens? Flowers packed into inflorescence. Flowers are packed into inflorescence. Okay, are packed into inflorescence. And what are the other feature? Mostly presence of a single ovule in the ovary. Presence of single ovule in the ovary. So these are some features of anemophilous flower. Okay. Now questions also asking in what examples that containing anemophilous agents. Okay, or pollination occurs by air or wind. So most common example is grasses. For example, grasses. In grasses, what happens? By air pollination occurs. Okay. Another example is maize, wheat. Another example is sugar cane. Another example is bamboo. Okay. So maize, wheat, sugar cane. So these are some examples that belongs to what? Anemophilous. Okay. Now, first what we seen? Anemophily means pollination by wind. Next type is hydrophily. Hydrophily means, hydro means what? Water. Okay. So hydrophily means the pollination occurs with the help of what? Water. So it is hydrophily. So what we can say? Pollination by water. It is pollination by water. Okay. So pollination by water is known as what? Hydrophily. Okay. But here one question are asking how many type of genera or genus that belongs to hydrophilous flower. Okay. So what is that? 30 genera that we have to remember. Means it is quite rare in flowering plants. In flowering plants and limits up to 30 genera. This you have to remember. How many I told? 30, 30. Okay. So this 30 genera belongs to hydrophily. Okay. And in these 30 genera, mostly what? Mostly monocotyledons. Monocotyledons. This you have to remember. 30 genera and mostly what? Monocotyledons they are having. Okay. Now here what happens? All the aquatic plants are not pollinated by hydrophily. They are present in water but pollination occurs by what? Either wind, either insect. And what are that example? Like water hyacinth, like lily. Okay. So what we can say, all aquatic plants are not pollinated by water. All aquatic plants are not pollinated by water. Okay. Understood? All aquatic plants are not pollinated by water. For example, water hyacinth, lily. These are pollinated by air or insect. So this two you have to remember. Okay. Now, here what examples are there? Vallisneria, Hydrilla, okay, Lostera, that belongs to hydrophily, okay, plants that pollinated by water, pollinated by water are Vallisneria, Hydrilla. Okay, so these plants are pollinated by what? Water. More plant is there. Lostera. Lostera. Okay, so these are what? Water pollinating agents they are using. But it is also having two types. This pollination by water means hydrophily. It is having two types. One is on the surface of water, one is below the surface of water pollination occurs. So first type is known as epihydrophily. So first one is epihydrophily. Epi means above the water surface pollination occurs. So here what happens? Above the water surface pollination occurs. Okay, above the water surface pollination occurs. So that is known as epihydrophily. And example is Vallisneria. For example, Vallisneria. Okay. Next one is below the water. Okay. So that is known as hypohydrophily. Below the water pollination occurs. Pollination occurs. Okay. So that is known as hypo. Hypo means below. Hypohydrophily. And here example is Zostera, Ceratophyllum. So for example, Zostera, Ceratophyllum. Okay, this belongs to what? Hypohydrophily. Okay, now till yet what we discussed, abiotic agents, water and air. Now we have to discuss biotic agents, means with the help of animals. Okay. Next is biotic agents. Okay, so biotic means with the help of what? Use a range of animals as a pollinating agents. Okay, so majority of flowering plants, majority of flowering plants uses a number of animals for their pollination. Okay, and that is belonging what? Biotic agents. Okay, now here number one is entomophily, and entomophily means by what? Insect. Entomo means insect. So pollination occurs by insects. So when pollination occurs by insects, that is known as entomophily. Okay, and this is the most common biotic agent of pollination. It is most common biotic agents of pollination. Okay, most common biotic agents of pollination. And in abiotic, which one was the most common? Yes, that is anemophily. Okay, now commonly which animals are being used as this entomophily? So that is bee. So bees are most common agent that helps in pollination, that helps in pollination. Which one? Bees are most common. Okay, now here what are the characteristic features are there? If any facility was not provided by the flower, then no animals will go there. Okay, so what happens? Number one important is nectar is there. What others is there? Colorful is there, so that they will attract towards that flower. Okay, so features. So what will be the features? What will be the characters? That entomophilous flower should contain, yes, so first is flower producing nectar. What producing? Nectar and fragrance. Flowers producing nectar and fragrance. Okay, so flowers producing what? Nectar and fragrance. Okay, what others they contain? Bright colors. Okay, so with bright colors attracting to insect, and also bright colors to attract insect. Okay, so bright color is there, nectar is there, fragrance is there. This is very much important features. Another one is what? Yes, tell me. Another one is large sized flowers, because insect has to sit on that. Okay, so next is large sized flowers. Which one? These large sized flowers. Another one is that bright colored petals. Bright colored petals. Okay, this bright colored petals for what purpose? To attract the insect. Another one is what? Scent is there and odors are there. Okay, scent and odors present. Okay, scent and odors present. What another is there? Nectar present in special glands. Nectar present in special glands. Okay, nectar present in special glands. What is another one? Edible sap. They has to liquid like structure so that insect can eat that one. Okay, so that is known as sap. So edible sap, sometime edible pollens, edible pollens, okay, edible sap. Sometimes what happen? Fall odor. Fall odor also attract some insect. Okay, fall odor like fly, beetles. Okay, fall odors attracts some flies and beetles. Okay, so these are some entomophilous flowers features are there. Okay, now sometimes question are asking what are the floral rewards. Okay, what are the floral rewards that received by insect. So next is floral rewards for insect. Floral rewards for insects. Okay, recently what we seen floral rewards? Nectar and pollen grains. What is that? First is nectar, next is pollen grains. Okay, so this is floral rewards. Another one is what? Some species what they are doing, they are providing safe place for laying egg by insect. Provide safe place for providing for laying eggs by the insects. Okay, providing safe place for laying eggs by the insect. Okay, now here which is that example? Amorphophallus flower. This you to have to remember. For example, Amorphophallus flower. This is this doing what? Providing safe place. Okay, this is the tallest flower. Tallest flower. So this is providing safe place for laying eggs by the insect. Okay, it is almost 6 feet tall. It is almost what? 6 feet. If 6 feet in height. Okay, So this is Amorphophallus flower. What are the another one? You have also listened moth and yucca plant. Okay, so what happens there? Moth and yucca plant both could not complete their life cycle. Okay, so another one is moth. This question already came in medical exam. Moth and yucca plant both cannot complete their life cycle. Okay, so these are some features related with what? Entomophily. But what happens? Some insect make full to the flowers and they doing what? They stealing nectar. Okay, and that's why they are known as pollen robbers. So next we have to see pollen robbers. Pollen robbers. Okay, pollen, you understood that pollen robbers is what? Many species consume pollen without bringing pollination. Okay, so many species of insect consume nectar or pollen without having pollination, and they known as pollen robbers. What they are known as? Pollen robbers or nectar robbers. Both are known as pollen robbers or nectar robbers. And example is there, queens of bombus insect. Which one? Queens of bombus. For example, queen of bombus insect. She is doing what? She is consuming pollen or nectar, but without having any pollination benefit to the flower. Okay. Now, next type. First, what we seen anemophily, then hydrophily. Next, what we see anemophily in biotic agent. Okay. Next is ornithophily. Next is ornithophily. Here what happens? Pollination occurs by birds. Occurs by birds. Okay, these terms we have to remember. If pollination occurs by birds means what? So that is ornithophily. If pollination occurs by air, what? Anemophily. Pollination occurs by water, what is that? Hydrophily. Okay, that you have to remember. So pollination occurs by birds known as ornithophily. Here what happens? Flowers are brightly colored. Flowers are brightly colored. It produces large quantity of nectar. Quantity of nectar. Okay, brightly colored, large quantity of nectar, and large number of pollen grains. It produces large number of pollens. Okay. Now, ornithophyly occurs mostly in bombox. Where? Bombox. Another one, callistemon. Okay. So, for example, bombox, callistemon. Okay, so these are some example. Bombox is there, callistemon is there, Strelitzia.